to your Level 4 Business Management, Module 2, Task 2. So last meeting, we had our last lesson was about the skills and characteristics of a successful leader, and specifically your assignment, you had to identify them. And we also understood how the leadership skills and styles can influence the business or the organization. I hope you still remember. Okay. Lights. Okay, so today we'll be starting now with task 2. Okay, so I hope you're ready. Now in task 2, there are three subtasks, I mean. So as time goes by, the leadership theories have significantly changed or continuously changing. And this is always related with human behavior and motivation. So my question is, if you really understood what is leadership, you have also put it in your assignment. So sige nga, tell me, what is leadership?
Diba, you just said, sana tama yung leadership is, what we call this one, is the ability to influence and, tama ba? Inspire the team.
So influence, inspire, pwede rin motivate, di ba?
Motivate and behavior, good behavior.
Okay, so leadership is the ability to motivate, direct, influence individuals or group of people to achieve a common goal. Kasi why do you want to motivate them? Why do you want to direct and influence them? Because you are going towards a common goal, which is your organizational objective. So it requires being a leader to become judgmental. What I mean by that is that you have to make judgments and make a decision. Then you communicate effectively, di ba? Nabanggit din natin yon. And then you have to motivate people so that they could, you can promote teamwork, di ba? And I wish that you also include our resources from the portal and to cite it. Nandiyan na yung aking guide to cite. So at least we have an evidence that you have used our lesson notes. Yeah? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Right. So let's move on to the leadership theories kasi task 2.1, ano yung question sa task 2.1? What is the question in task 2.1? Task 2.1 is asking you to what? Appreciate and comment on different leadership theories, models, and
principles.
yes. So kailangan yung mag-comment at mag-appreciate ng mga leadership theories and principles. So in this case, I'll be giving you 5. I'll be sagot ninyo, basically, nag-focus kayo sa 4 and 5. You have focused on 4 and 5. Tama?
Transitional and transformation.
Yeah. Yes, diyan kayo nag-focus. Anyway, leadership is important because it's the capacity to drive people, to encourage teamwork para overcome yung mga struggles as a company. Okay, so let's move on to the first one. This is a model of leadership which is called the Hersey-Blanchard situational leadership model. Okay, kaya siya tinawag na Hersey-Blanchard is because it was developed by Paul Hersey at saka a leadership expert Ken Blanchard. So mixed together. So it's actually two people working together to create and formulate this leadership model. Okay, so they do a contingently relative to the they did a design of leadership model wherein it is relative to maturity at saka task. So dalawang bagay ang kanilang fino-focus dito sa kanilang model. So according to Kenton, maturity or readiness in the sense refers to how able and willing. So two things. When we say maturity and readiness, two things. The maturity and readiness of the team members is actually if they are able or they are willing to do the job for you or for the organization. So in this model, you're going to learn about 4 areas. Okay, may 4 areas itong model na to. There are 4 areas which is actually 4 different styles under this model. I'm going to repeat. There are 4 areas that are related to the maturity and readiness of the team members. And this model has 4 different leadership styles. Okay? So meron tayong delegating.
Delegating,
When we say
participating.
delegating, you allow group to take responsibility for the task, right? I think you understand naman yan. Participating is when you emphasize shared ideas and participative decision making on task directions, I mean. And selling is when you explain the task and directions in a supportive and persuasive way. So medyo maano ka dyan, ma-transformational ang style dyan. While delegating is more of a democratic, participating is as well as democratic. Selling is more of a transformational leader. Telling naman is more of autocratic style of leadership. Okay, so iniba lang yung pangalan but basically parehas lang din ibig sabihin. But in this model, they typically, Hersey and Blanchard, describe 4 leadership styles, and it's represented by this figure. So you can see here, meron siyang 4 na quadrants, okay? And let's start with itong si participating. Ito. So if your style is participating, that means you promote sharing of ideas. Yeah? Para siyang democratic style of leadership. So ano naman nakalagay rito sa baba ng participating?
Followers able, unwilling, and insecure.
Okay, so dito sa mga in this style of leadership under participating, you are going to implement this style to those people who are, let's take note of 2 things, yung kanilang relationship behavior and yung guidance behavior. So yung relationship behavior is the maturity. Okay? And then yung readiness din nila. So when you're going to take a look at participating, kita nyo yung participating, you have followers who are able. Kasi nga, mataas yung kanilang ability to do things. Magagaling tong mga to. So if you have employees who are, or members who are good, they are able, kaya nilang gawin yung task. So you can apply participating style. But sometimes they are unwilling. Diba? Ayaw nilang gawin kahit alam nilang gawin yung trabaho. Bakit? Why do you think they are unwilling?
They're not happy with
They are
their
not
work. They are unmotivated.
unmotivated. Okay, so
Yes.
this is the moment when you're going to apply the participating style kapag magaling sila, marunong sila, pero hindi lang sila gumagawa ng work for some reasons. So they are unwilling because maybe they are burnt out, di ba? Or maybe pagod na, or baka gusto magbakasyon, or maybe they have a lack of recognition, o baka naman lack of confidence in their contribution to the department or to the group. So ang gagawin niyo if they are good and they are able, ibig sabihin hindi naman sila mga syunga-syunga, or I mean, magaling naman sila pero parang tinatamad lang. That's what it means. They are unwilling and they are insecure because maybe, anong kailangan nila? They need recognition and motivation. Okay? And para ma-build yung confidence. So therefore, gagamitan nyo sila ng participating. You share ideas with them.
Participate.
Ba? Did you understand itong
Yes po.
Okay, next let's go to the second one. Focus muna tayo dito kay saan ba? Kay delegating. Saan si delegating? Okay, delegating, mataas ba yung ability nila? Kailangan ba ng guidance sa behavior? In delegating, is their ability and the readiness to make the tasks is high or low? Dito tayo sa delegating. You can see here, their ability is low. Yung kanilang ability is low. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila magagaling. Okay? But, their task behavior, yung paggawa din nila is also low. Tama ba?
Opo.
Okay. So, makikita nyo yung low at saka low dito. Dapat doon ka magbibigay ng delegation. Tama ba? Tama ba yung sinabi ko? Okay, let's do it again. Parang may mali. Okay. Dito, we have employees who are able. Parang doon din sa taas kanina, able din to. Kaya, hindi mo sila bibigyan ng more of support kasi alam na nilang gawin. Okay, dito kasi willing sila. Okay? I think I make it clear already. Okay? So dito sa taas, unwilling lang sila. Pares lang silang able. Pares silang able. Okay? Pero yung isa unwilling, so bigyan mo sila ng motivation. Ito naman sa baba, willing sila, they are able, and they are confident. Okay na ba?
Opo.
Okay, so parehas lang na able to, pero bibigyan mo sila ng delegation kasi alam mong kaya nilang gawin. So when you know that they are able and they are willing and they are confident, doon ka magde-delegate. Kasi if you're delegating, you give low support. Yun ang ibig sabihin niyan. And hindi mo rin sila kailangan bigyan ng very high guidance sa task. Yun ang ibig sabihin. Clear na ba?
Yes.
Yes po.
Okay. So, I hope that's clear. Okay, sabi naman ni Hersey and Blanchard, let's go to selling. When are we going to use selling as a style sa leadership under this model? Dito, you have to explain decisions. Dito, ang follower is unable. Yung capacity nila is not so good. Okay? Pero willing naman sila, tsaka confident. Kumaga, masipag pero hindi magaling.
Hindi magaling.
Yeah, masipag at willing silang matuto, but they are not really very able. Anong gagawin natin? We sell. We do selling style. Ano ba yung selling style? What do we do under the selling style? We explain decisions. We explain directions in a very persuasive way. So, ibig sabihin, you have to give high sa pagdating sa guidance in task and also high in motivation. So, high in support in terms of relationship, high din sa guidance kasi nga kailangan nila ng support. So you have to sell. Selling means you're going to explain directions and decisions in a very persuasive manner. Okay? So willing sila, tsaka confident, but they are lacking the skills maybe. Something like that. Okay, dito naman sa baba, sa telling. Telling, ito yung autocratic style, is also called telling. Saan natin to gagamitin? If we want to give instruction, you can see here ang kanilang relationship is low, pero mataas pagdating sa guidance on task. Kasi the followers are unable, unwilling, at saka insecure. Okay.
Parang katulad, ma'am, parang katulad sa ang participating at saka ang telling. Yung mga followers unwilling at saka insecure.
Oo, pero doon naman sa participating, able naman sila, kaya naman nilang gawin yon. Kaya nga, low yung kanilang task behavior. Yung guidance mo sa task nila is low. Kasi alam nilang gawin yung trabaho. Pero since sa telling, both unable at saka unwilling.
Pero magbibigay, okay.
Kaya
Parang
mataas yung guidance. You need a higher guidance sa task.
Oo.
Right? Kita nyo yung high dito. Hindi kasi masyadong obvious itong pagkakagawa nila ng kanilang ano. But I like it because nandito high, naka-high siya dito sa banda rin. Basta itong talito high sa task guidance. These two needs high guidance. Okay? Yung selling tsaka telling, they need high task guidance. Yung tuturo mo anong gagawin. Okay? Yeah. So only the difference with participating is the participating at saka delegating dito sa left side, they are able. That means they know how to do the job. They have technical skills. The only problem with participating is kailangan nila ng motivation. Okay? Delegating naman, they are the best employees. Kaya ka magde-delegate because you're not delegate to a person who you know is not able. Kasi baka sumablay. Right? You only give delegation or you only adopt the delegating style if alam mong magaling si employee. Tama? Kasi pag hindi magaling, hindi mo naman i-delegate, di ba? You will not take the chance to delegate a task if you know that the followers are not able, they are not willing, and they are not confident. Okay, so yun ang Hersey Blanchard situational leadership. So it's called situational leadership because you're going to identify the leadership style that needs to be applied according to the situation. Okay? Any questions on the Hersey Blanchard?
Clear po, ma'am.
Okay, good.
One,
Right.
two, three.
Let's go to number 2. The second leadership model is called the John Adair leadership model. Okay, John Adair leadership model was formulated by John Adair, a British guy. He's best known for these three circles na parang siyang Venn diagram, and you can see it's only focused on task, team, at saka
Task.
individual. Let's take a look at what Thinker talks about Adair's idea. Can you please read, Miss Arilyn?
Adair's ideas remain popular because they are practical and relevant to managers irrespective of working environment, and his works have been instrumental in overturning the great man theory of leadership.
Ano ba yung
Thinker-
great man? Ano ba yung great man theory? Do you have any idea what is a great man theory?
One great man.
Lang? Okay, paki-Google na lang. Sige, Google nyo ng konti. What is a great
Great-
man theory? Kasi ito yung opposite ng great man theory.
Ah,
Kaya sinabing overturning the great man theory kasi kabaliktaran nito ang great man theory.
popularized in 19th century suggests that history is primarily shaped by the actions of a few exceptionally influential individuals, often
Okay.
referred to as great men or heroes.
Yes. Okay, so the great man
Mhm.
theory says that it was popularized by historians, okay? Kasi usually the great men of the past were people who run the wars, empires, mga sundali yan sila, mga generals. Okay? So, according to the great man theory that if a problem arises like somebody wants to invade their country, halimbawa, because those are the years and era of conquering and dividing and etc. So, sabi nila, if something happens like somebody wants to invade the country, there will be always somebody who will rise up. There will be a great man who will come out of the blue because it's needed, out of need. So yun yung great man theory. Ibig sabihin, they were born leaders. Ganyan. Natural na labas daw yung great man dyan if something happens. So, ito naman, John Adair says, it's not something like that, okay? Leadership is not like you are born with it, according to John Adair. Leadership is about thinking about these three things. Just focus on the task, the team, at saka yung individual. Yun lang. So it's very pragmatic, practical, but also relevant to managers, irrespective of the working environment. So, sabi niya, you don't need to be a born leader. You don't need to be acquiring it, kailangan pa magka-problema so you can become a leader. So what he's trying to say is, you can teach leadership. It's not like you are born as a leader. Kasi sabi nila, di ba? Some leaders are born and some leaders are taught to become leaders. So according to John Adair, you can transfer leadership. It's a knowledge that you can transfer and you can learn. So he firmly believes that leadership can be taught and it does not depend on the person's traits. Kasi in the great man theory, usually yung mga nagiging great man are the aristocrats, yung mga may position, yung mga hari, yung mga reyna, ganyan, no? So now, in the John Adair leadership model, he say anybody can become a leader. Only you have to focus on those three things, the task, the team, and the individual, which also correct. I agree with him, no? John Adair is an action-centered leadership program. Ang kanyang model. Ang kanyang model is focused on the action-centered leadership. So what is action going to take place, or look at the three things only, yung task, yung team, at saka yung individual. Ganun lang kasimple. Is it clear?
Yes po.
Yan si John Adair leadership model. So action-centered, basta action-centered si John Adair. Pag merong there are 4 areas of leadership style, si Hersey Blanchard naman. Okay? So, yung Hersey-Blanchard situational model is, depending on the situation, you're going to apply the leadership style, either participating, selling, delegating, or telling. Tapos, yung number 2, si John Adair leadership model, which is focusing on action-centered program, only looking at the 3 things, the task, team, and the individual. And let's go to the
Okay,
third one.
leadership.
Yeah, leadership sa number 2, according to John Adair, leadership can be taught. Hindi lang kailangang born as leaders. So number 3, we have Blake and Moten model on leadership and development. Ito naman si Blake and Moten, it was also created by 2 people, same like Hersey-Blanchard. It was developed by 2 people, si Blake, Robert Blake, and Jane Moten in 1964. So their model is actually what you call as the managerial grid, kasi merong mga grid na parang square. So the first one, for first one, Hersey-Blanchard, it is a situational. That means it depends on the situation. Ito naman si John Adair is on the 3 things, action-centered. And this third one is managerial grid. Okay, so yun yung mga keywords para madali nyo maalala. So Hersey-Blanchard is situational. You have 4 leadership styles that you can apply depending on the situation. For John Adair, it's action-centered, and for Blake and Moten, it's in managerial grid. So it looks like this one, wherein you as a manager is going to have 2 concerns. Dalawa lang ang concern daw ng manager. There are only 2 concerns of the manager. What is that? What are those 2? Kay John Adair, 3. Task, individual. Dito, ano naman daw yung concern ng manager?
Authority, obedience, leadership.
No, there are 2 concerns.
2 concerns.
Low concern for production.
Low concern for people.
And
High concern
Yeah.
for production.
Okay, so dalawa lang. Concern for people and concern for production.
Production.
Okay? Yes, there are 2 concerns under this managerial grid. Either a manager is going to be concerned about the people or going to be concerned with production. Dalawa lang according to this managerial grid. So the first dimension, which is concern for people, which means if the manager is concerned for people, he is more likely to prioritize team members' needs, interests, at saka personal development. Okay? So if the manager is more concerned on people, he would be more concerned about the needs, interests, and personal development of the team. Kasi nga concerned for people siya. But if the manager is more concerned on production, ang kanya lang iisipin, or he would only strongly emphasize on people's efficiency at productivity. Got it? So if the manager is more concerned on results, he would be looking at efficiency and productivity. He doesn't care about your needs, your interests, or your personal development. So because that is on the other scale of the grid. Okay, so with the effective and efficient execution of this model, you can apply as a manager. You may be able to identify what do you think would lead to respect to the concern of people, and what do you think would lead to the concern of production. So let's take a look at your lesson notes. Sinummarize ko yan in a table. I have summarized it in a table. Just look at your lesson notes later. But I'm gonna test you as course as we go on with the lecture. Let's take a look at the first one. So here, the first one is, who is this? Who is this leader?
Blake
The impoverished leader. Impoverished leader. So, anong score ni impoverished leader? What's the score of impoverished leader? Ang score niya on concern to people is very low. So 1. Ano naman ang concern niya with productivity? 1 din. Right? Yan ang score niya. 1-1. So it's very low concern for people and also very low concern for production. That is called the impoverished leadership. What do you think is the result if the manager is having a very low concern for people and also very low concern for productivity? What would be the result?
Ano yan?
Walang mangyayari sa negosyo. Bumagsak yung negosyo.
Lugi, wala benta. Wala benta, lugi, yes, sarado na.
Wala na siyang pakialam eh.
So, disorganization, tsaka dissatisfaction kasi unmotivated, low focus on getting the job done, and has little interest on motivating the team. Kaya natutulog na lang si staff o tingnan mo na may dala na siyang pillow sa office. Nagdala na ng unan si employee. So, that is called the impoverished leadership. Kawawa.
Kawawa yung negosyo.
Ang negosyo. Okay. So that's the impoverished leadership. Okay, next. Sino naman ang next na leader ng pag-uusapan natin? Okay, moving on. Excuse me. Let's take a look at this other leader here. It's called the produce or perish leader. Mag-produce ka o mamatay. Okay. Totally focused on results. Anong score ni authority obedience leadership? To si autocratic and commanding leader. What's the score? Concern for people. Anong score niya sa concern for people? No.
Concern for
Concern-
people.
One.
One
Diba?
lang.
Yeah. And then concern for production?
9.
Nine.
Oo, for
Yan.
production.
Score niya. Okay? Concern for people is very low. Kasi tingnan niyo yung
Tuwid-tuwid. Palaging parang may nakatutok na
yes.
para
Ayan.
sa ulo mo. You have to do it.
Yeah. So it's a produce or perish. Okay? Gagawin mo yan or else. Yun ang ibig sabihin. Okay? So the produce or perish authority obedience leadership is very autocratic and commanding. And they have these types of leaders do not pay attention to the team members' needs, the team members' interests, and the team members' personal development. Wala siyang pake. If you need this or that, he doesn't care if you are interested in that or that. He doesn't care if
Just
you
want to
develop as a person or not. Okay? Kasi nga low concern to people. But then very high concern for productivity. So, he or she has strict rules on producing good results. Kailangan mataas ang results lagi. But very low morale. So, what's the result?
If the moral is low,
Hmm?
productivity is low. As
Hindi
a
kasi
result,
because
Hindi,
you're
unhappy
scared.
ano.
You're scared, so you will still have to perform and do productivity. Because you're scared.
Unhappy.
democratic pala to.
Oo. Ano siya? Commanding autocratic. Hindi, ito
Andito tayo sa autocratic.
Autocratic.
Authority obedience.
Autocratic siya,
Ay,
commanding.
sorry, ayun pala.
Unhappy, ma'am. Ang tawag dito? Unhappy team.
Unhappy team. Okay.
Takot yung mga ano.
Takot sila. Unhappy
Parang
sila.
parang ano sila, ang tawag dito, robotic na sila. Kailangan na nila sumunod.
Yes. So they have
Take it
low
or leave
morale. They're not happy. Eventually, they will affect the performance and retention. So autocratic leadership can work only for a short period of time. Okay? Unless your employees are robots. Diba?
This is for management.
So yan si authority obedience or produce or perish leader. Okay. Right. Next, dito tayo sa gitna. Okay. We call this leader as the middle of the road or status quo manager, or in other words, organization management ang tawag sa kanya. Okay, so anong score? What is the score of this leader?
5.
5.
Okay, concern for people, 5.
5. Tapos yung ano niya,
Concern for production?
9.
No, concern
5
for
din ba?
production. Yung nasa gitna?
5. 5 din pala, ma'am.
Oo, 5 din. 5
5
yan.
lang, oo.
5 lang, parang sardinas. 5
5 lang. 5. Balance lang pala.
Parang sardinas lang. Okay. So, The middle of the road manager, or what you call as the status quo manager, this manager would try to balance between concern to people at saka concern for productivity. So the question is, what is the result?
What will be the
Balance lang din,
result?
50-50 lang din, ma'am.
Tama naman.
According to the picture, parang ano, ang tawag dito, win-win.
Oh,
Win-win
50-50 lang.
situation.
Oo, pero
Parang
yung production
Hindi
mo,
siya,
50 lang din.
oo, hindi siya masira sa sa production, hindi rin siya masira sa kanyang mga tao. Parang nandun lang
Parang
siya
ano to,
neutral.
safe management.
Say safety managing. Okay, but you will not get a high results here. You will just
Mm-mm.
get a medium results as well because you always tend to become to make compromises. Okay, and you fail to inspire performance. Kasi okay lang naman yan kay boss, okay lang basta makalahati na.
Parang, okay lang yan,
Yes.
okay.
Kasi 50% okay. Basta 50%. Ayun pag pasang awa pag sa study, if you're taking a test, nag-study ka, pag 50% na score mo, happy ka na. So something like that. So therefore, you don't go to a high excellent performance.
Hindi,
Okay?
hindi, kasi 50-50 sila.
50-50 siya eh. 50-50 lang siya. Kaya nga kasi gusto niya mag-compromise. The reason is because he doesn't like to go below the concern for people. Gusto niya sakto lang din. So because sakto lang din yung results. Sakto din yung productivity. Sakto lang. Okay? Walang high performance productivity. Sakto lang din. Okay? You want see middle of the road or status quo manager, or more on what you call as organizational management?
Organization naman.
Patanggalin muna natin yung score ni mediocre manager. Okay, dito muna tayo kay pangalan nito. After kay mediocre, doon muna tayo sa country club manager. Ayun, nasa left upper corner.
Country club.
Anong score ni country club
9.
leadership? Concern
9.
for people 9. Concern for
9.
productivity
9.
1.
1 naman.
1.
1 lang.
Ayun di ba? Minarkahan nga natin sa grid. Yeah? So ang concern for people niya is very high kasi nga he's a country club leadership style person. So itong manager na to, this manager has very high concern for the people. That means he's very much concerned about the interests, the needs, and the personal development of the team. But he is not focused on productivity. Iniisip niya lang lagi yung feelings, yung needs, yung interest.
Andun siya sa safe side ng mga mga tao niya.
So nagsasuffer naman anong nagsasuffer?
The business.
Production natin.
Production. Okay, productivity is going to be the problem, but it's going to be a happy workplace. There's fun, they are relaxed, but the productivity is going to suffer because of lack of motivation, direction, and control. Diba? So, kasi very high in concern for people, but very low concern for production. You don't even care if na-reach ba yung target, may target nga ba or what. Importante, happy lang, ganon. Ganon sila. That's the country club leader. Okay. So far, the impoverished leader, authority obedience leadership, at saka si middle of the road manager at saka yung country club leadership. So let's go to the last one. The last one, pinana sa kanan. Anong pangalan? Okay, itong leader, this leader is a manager who is a team leader. Okay, he's the most effective manager. Okay, he would prioritize getting work done. Ano bang score niya? What's the score of this leader? Concern for people?
9.
Concern for productivity?
9.
9 din. Okay, so mataas both. Yeah, so he gets the work done and they make sure all the team members understand what is at stake. Anong magiging type of leadership would create an environment based on trust and respect. Okay? And so, what is the result?
Very good result.
Anong result
Happy
ng
production and
team
happy
leadership manager?
Nagchat-chat si ma'am.
ma'am.
Wala.
Andiyan pa ba kayo?
Nawawala ka, ma'am.
Okay, so anong result nitong team leadership?
9 and ano to?
9 and 9,
High
high.
people concern and high productivity.
So there, as a result, magkakaroon ng trust and respect, which lead to high satisfaction, increased motivation, at saka excellent results sa productivity. Di ba? So there's a trust, respect, tapos high satisfaction, increased motivation, and excellent results. Okay, so that is the very ideal type of a manager, according to Blake and Mutton. Okay, any questions on Blake and Mutton managerial grid?
Clear po.
Okay, let's take a review. The first one is Hersey Blanchard situational model, wherein you're going to, depending on the situation, you're going to apply a certain leadership style. Okay, number 2, si Jan Adair.
Jan Adair, leadership model.
Leadership can be taught and focus on action-centered task, team, and individual.
Yung third is
Blake and Motton.
Blake and Motton. Blake
Yan.
Motton. Managerial grid.
grid of leadership.
There are 2 concerns.
To concern people in production.
People and production.
Okay, so 5 yon din na styles of leadership. So number 4 na tayo, transformational leadership. So transformational leadership, yung binigyan yung examples nyo. Okay, this focus on inspiring and motivating followers. So this model is praised for creating high levels of employee engagement, motivation, and ethical behavior. Okay, so according to Buzz and Riggio. Si Steve Jobs, who is already passed away, okay, namatay siya noong 2011. Okay, so he's a very good example of a transformational leadership. Okay, what did he do? He inspired the team to make extraordinary things. Kasi his life himself is already a very inspirational story. Kaya siya a transformational leader. His life is very extraordinary, and so that itself becomes a motivation sa staff. So what he did was to inspire his team to create products. And what are the products they have created? iPad and iPhone. Diba? Back in the days, 2011, back on the days ng mga 2000, wala pa mga smartphones. So he envisioned a company who's going to create a gadget wherein we have the phone, we have the headphone, television, mixed all together in one thing. Kaya lumabas si iPhone. Okay? So he had a clear vision for the company. He focused on the design and excellence and customer satisfaction, and then he fostered a culture of innovation and creativity. So transformational leaders are actually inspiring leaders. So ganun lang kasimple ang transformational leaders. They more on inspiring, motivating. Okay? So transformational leadership, the best example there is Steve Jobs. Marami pa namang ibang tao, but this is he is the best example I could say sa transformational leadership. More on inspiring. Okay?
Inspiring and motivating.
Motivating. Giving also example, being an example as well. Hindi lang nagmo-motivate at saka nag-inspire, but making yourself as an ethical standard. Okay? Right. Next, the last one, we have the 5th one, transactional. Transactional naman to. Ito, transaction based on being just transaction. From the word transaction. Pag sinabing transaction, benta lang. No strings attached. Okay? No strings attached. Walang emotion. Okay? What it, according to Burns, is that transactional leadership is useful, but limited, because it doesn't inspire followers to go beyond self-interest. So based on ano lang siya? Where is it based on? On the system of what? Based lang siya on the systems of
Rewards and punishment.
rewards and punishment. Kung magtrabaho ka, edi may bayad. Absent
Kung
ka,
wala.
edi wala.
Wala
Walang
kang bayad.
sweldo.
Sure.
Okay? Ganun lang yan. Na-reach mo target, o di bonus. Di mo na-reach, edi zero.
Zero.
More on, ano lang, rewards and punishment lang to. It's effective for environments only for a short period of time. And if you think that you need to reach a specific target and to be efficient, ito very good style of leadership. Okay, it's not also good for a long period of time. The good thing with transformational leadership is like forever na yan siya ma-inspire. Okay, so you don't actually need to be very autocratic. Just by being a transformational leader, people can create things because they got inspired. Ganun lang yun. But in transactional, these are based only on systems of rewards and punishment. Okay, also, ang the best example wherein you can use transactional style of leadership is in logistics company. Okay, because you have usually a warehouse manager will always reward a team if they're able to reach the quota. Diba? So they have a clear rule, performance-based incentives, ano pa, meron silang mga well-defined achievement objectives, and those types of leadership is what you call as bureaucratic as well, because they have some how you call this, procedures to follow. Yan, so magkaroon sila ng consistency and productivity once they follow the rules and regulations. So transactional leadership is more of a what you call as bureaucratic type of leadership. Okay, to summarize yung 5, kasi ito ang inihingi, no? This is what is being asked in 2.1. You're going to explain, appreciate, diba? Mag-i-appreciate nyo daw. And you cannot appreciate something that you don't know. So you have to first understand it so you can appreciate it. Okay? Be 5 or maybe 2 or 3. If all, that's very good. Siyempre, if you have exerted more effort on explaining all, then mas mataas ang score nyo.
F5 leadership model po.
Yes, if you have explained 2, that's good enough. But if you explained all, then you will get a higher mark. Kasi mas masipag ka magsagot.
Ma'am, magbibigay pa din po ng example. Kada isa.
If you want to give, it's okay. Because ang ating assessment criteria is what? Ano ba yung tinatanong?
Explain, appreciate, and ano pa isa?
Comment.
Comment. Explain, appreciate, and comment. Comment lang pala.
Okay, kung gusto magbigay ng example, it's okay. Because giving example is gonna help in explaining the theory actually. Diba? Right?
Opo.
So, kailangan mag-comment ka rin. So, I think dapat may mga ganun na answer dyan. I think, mga ganun. Okay? So,
I think Leia is a transactional leadership.
Pera-pera?
Pera-pera na lang.
Pera-pera.
Walang motivation? Walang inspire?
Wala. Pera-pera.
Kasi pag walang pera, mahirap. Okay?
Ma'am.
Alright.
Kakapagod.
So anyway, the bottom line is, each theory offers a unique insight on how leaders can effectively influence and direct their team towards achieving the organizational objectives. Kanya-kanya naman sila strength and weaknesses yung mga yan. Okay? So the bottom line is that a leader should be able to motivate, direct, and influence individuals for the common good, for the common goal, which is the objectives of the organization. Syempre, you need, again, judgment, communication effectively, and many others like integrity, empathy, and adaptability, which we have learned last meeting. Okay. Are you ready for task 2.2?
Yes po.
Okay. Task 2.2 naman, discriminate between the leadership skills needed for different tasks in organizations and at different levels. So there are 2 things they're asking you here in this task 2.2. You're going to identify the leadership skills needed which is applicable to a certain level, and which tasks are applicable for a certain level. So ano daw yung leadership skill at saka tasks that are suitable for a certain level in the organization? Okay? So you're supposed to identify what leadership skills
Needed for different.
and leadership tasks are appropriate for the level in the organization. So basically, you have to answer the question, how can leadership skills be shown? That's actually what it's trying to ask you. How can leadership skills be shown? Yan actually yung question. Okay? I hope I made the question clear. Ang question
ma'am.
sa 2.2 is actually asking you, how
How
can
can
leadership skills can be shown? Yan yung ibig niyang sabihin. Okay, so what you're going to do is identify the vision and direction, influence and motivation, authority and empowerment, trust and ethical conduct. Yan yung mga skills. Yan yung mga skills, right? These are the skills of a leader. Now, another question is asking you now, how are you going to apply these skills to a particular task? Yun ang tinatanong. How are you going to apply these skills that we have identified, like communicating your vision, influencing, motivating, okay, balancing between authority and empowerment, creating trust and ethical conduct? How are you going to use this one so you can show your leadership? So, of course, vision and direction through communication, di ba? Yung influence and motivation, you have to work toward the goal. Okay, and then authority, you have to make a balance between authority and empowerment. So you cannot be just autocratic all the time. You have to be democratic sometimes. And trust and ethical conduct, this requires the leader to become a servant leader. Okay, particularly creating trust. Okay, and ethical behavior. Okay, going into deeper into that, according to Jacks and Mumford, leadership requirements vary significantly across organizational levels. So, actually, sa organization, may iba-iba kasing level, di ba? We are on different levels in the organization. What we mean by that is there is the CEO, there is the admin level, there is the operation level, there is the front desk level, mga ganyan, okay? So, there are different levels. So, the question is asking you what type of leadership skills are applicable for a certain task in a certain level, okay? So, let's try to find out. We're going to understand the differences of these levels and what types of tasks and skills should be applied in the different levels. Okay, let's start with the highest. So it's represented by a pyramid, as you can see here. Okay, kita niyo yung pyramid. As you go up the pyramid, ano napapansin niyo sa pyramid? The area of the pyramid as you go up. What do you notice about the area?
It's getting
Pa-
smaller.
Smaller.
Paliit.
Okay, paliit. So the paliit area is actually representing the physical activities. Okay. Now, when you take a look at the strategic leaders are those who are the executive leadership. Anong ginagawa ng strategic leaders? Yung mga nasa taas. Yung mga nasa top, like the CEO, the vice presidents, for marketing. Anong ginagawa nila? What are these leaders doing and what do they have? What skills do they have? Nandyan sa baba nakasulat.
At the strategic leader must possess exceptional foresight and system thinking capabilities, bold and controversial.
Yes. So usually, what they think of are strategic planning. Nagsa-strategic planning lang yan sila dyan sa taas. Hindi naman yan sila nakikipag-usap with the customers, right? Ibig ko sabihin, hindi naman na sila nagpipindot-pindot dun sa cashier, the strategic leaders. But they're thinking more on the foresight and system thinking capabilities. What do? They're the ones establishing and making the vision, mission, and values come to happen. Ano pa? They analyze complex external environments like the threats to the organization, sino yung mga competitors, they are anticipating external future trends, okay? They are making high-stakes decisions for the company, And they are trying to see what would be the implications of these decisions. Ano pa? They manage relationship with external stakeholders, and they allocate resources with the competitions across. Okay, they allocate resources for the different departments. So yun ang ginagawa ng strategic leaders. So the skills of strategic leaders requires what? Requires establishing long-term planning.
Long-term direction.
Pag sinabi natin strategic planning, when we say strategic planning, it means long-term planning. Planning for the next 5 years, planning for the next 10 years, or maybe 30 years. So that's what the strategic leaders, yung mga nasa taas, yun ang iniisip nila yung mga yan. They don't think about your goal for the next week. They think about their goal for the 20 years, for the 5 years, ganyan yan sila. So therefore, they take a look at the vision, the mission, the values. They analyze the external threats. Who can they make partner with? They make high-stake decisions, and long-term implications are considered, and they manage stakeholder relationship. Diyan sa strategic leaders. That's what they do. So you can see the physical work is very less. Puro yan sila isip. Okay? Klaro ba?
Yes.
Opo.
So I hope you understand the skills at this level, kasi yun ang kailangan nila that level. You have that type of skill and leadership style that can be applied at this level. Doon naman tayo sa next level, pababa. Okay, before we go to the pababa, let's take a look at more further related literature about strategic leaders. According to Ireland and Heath, strategic leaders spend approximately 60 to 80% of their time for planning. Nag-iisip lang talaga yan sila lahat. Puro isip lang what they also always do. And they make a balance between external forces at the same time yung mga stakeholders, like their decisions plus the organizational's best, at saka kung ano naman yung demands ng mga stakeholder. So, yan ang mga problema nila. That's what we're trying to say. Okay? Ang problema ng mga nasa pinakababa, yung benta. Ang problema na pinakamataas, the future of the company. That's the difference. Got it? Okay, so let's go to the second level. Medyo ano naman to siya. May ginagawang work at the same time, meron ding iniisip at the same time, managing people as well. Okay, so mid-level operational leaders are translating the strategy na naisip nung nasa taas. They are the ones who's translating the strategy of those on the strategic level into something that is going to be an initiative. So according to Goleman, EQ as a key factor for leadership effectiveness is especially used in this level of leadership. Kasi dito, you do planning and execution, you communicate. I think you guys are here in this level, kayong dalawa. I think you are on the operational level sa type ng work ninyo dito.
Si Ma'am Len. Ako sa baba.
Tingnan natin if kung tama yung realization mo. But as far as I am, I can see and as I understand with how far you have written your assignments, I think dito kayo nabibitang. Anyway, this I think is where you belong because you also plan, right? Nagpa-plan ba kayo? Wala kayong pinaplan? Meron mo kayong pinaplan? Meron. Nag-execute kayo ng mga utos ng sa taas?
Yes po.
Yes. You communicate with the team?
Yes.
So you manage people, right? So ano pa,
Yes.
are you solving problems? Are you solving
for problems.
Yeah. Do you monitor performance? Do you monitor performance?
Yes.
Okay. You have a technical knowledge? Alam niyo kung paano gawin yung system, gawin yung system? Yes, okay. Do you have some emotional intelligence that you need to apply? Like you have to know. So, diyan kayo sa may operational leaders. Okay, as far as I can see. I mean, as far as I understand. Okay. So dito, these are the skills needed: planning and execution, communication, people management, okay? All right. So my question is, what was your first job in your workplace? Kasi ako, modelo ako ng Cap College. Joke lang.
Model ka, ma'am. Wow.
Joke. Model lang, model. I mean, What
What
was
was
your
your
first job
and
in your workplace? Oh, kasi ako nung
eto
pamodel
bang eto bang nauna ma'am o yung pinakauna na dumating ka?
Hindi, joke lang. Hindi yan totoo. Chat ko lang yan. Doon ako naging model. Joke lang. Ano kayo? Ano yung first job ninyo sa workplace nyo?
When we started, di ba, we started from the ground.
From the ground, sales
From the
associate.
ground?
Mm.
From the ground talaga. Okay. So, anong ginagawa nyo from the ground?
We are the
Multitasking.
frontliner. In the beginning, we're the
Kayo
frontliner,
yung-
we're the executor, we're the
Multitasking ang kailangan.
Kayo ba yung
Tagalino.
sinisigawan ng customer?
Yes po.
Pero ngayon, sinisigawan pa rin kayo ng customer?
Ganun din.
and hinaharap niya na lang si
Ganun din. Pero medyo matapang-tapang na. Konti
Ah.
lang.
Okay. Nung una-una kayo nag-work at the beginning, then were you promoted?
Yes po.
Yes. So you're happy, right?
Very much.
Very much. Kasi na-increase ang sahod. Okay. Did you have any struggles though? Nagkaroon ba kayo ng struggle when you change your position? Did you have any struggles when you have changed your position?
I think it's
Yes
it's
ma'am.
normal.
Maraming
It's part of,
responsibilities na dagdag.
part of your growth,
Mm,
part of the journey.
mm. Okay. Can you please read what is written there according to Charan et al.?
The transition for many professionals, research indicates that up to 40% leaders struggle when moving to higher positions.
Especially, I think this one is in my opinion. Siguro this is especially if the person is not much ready.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Ano pa kaya yung reason?
And it's one other reason, if you get promoted in the same environment, so you have challenges between your colleagues.
Colleagues, yeah.
Okay. So that's also valid reasonings. What do you think if I say that maybe the reason is because, aside from what you have mentioned, baka naman the approaches that you apply in your work and the leadership style that you use have not been changed. Parehas pa rin yung style ng work.
Yung dati. Oo. Nung dati.
Yes.
Nung nakasanayan.
Yes. So often, because you continue applying the same approach that you worked before, rather than developing a new skill so that you can expand, your skills as a leader, hindi ninyo in-apply yung bagong style of leadership. So do you think that that could be also a reason that you continued applying the same approach that you work on the previous level, rather than developing a new skill which is appropriate to this level? Kasi iba yung there's a difference between the approach that you're going to take when you're already an operational leader compared to when you are a cashier, nasa tactical leader. Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? Naintindihan nyo ba? Yung ibig ko
Yes,
sabihin.
ma'am.
Yes, ganun yun. So, what we're trying to point out is that at a different level, you have to apply different approaches. Okay? So team leaders and frontline managers operate at a tactical level. Parehas kayo na sa tactical level doon sa operational at saka sa baba, yung mga mid. But your focus is now shifting into implementation and excellence and people development. Okay? So they require strong interpersonal skills, technical knowledge, but problem-solving skills is still there. Sabi nyo nga, nadagdagan lang yung responsibilities. Okay? So, before, if you don't monitor teams, baka ngayon nagmo-monitor na kayo ng team, right? You don't monitor performance before, ngayon nagmo-monitor na kayo ng performance. So, therefore, you have to perhaps learn some new approaches on your work. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng question. What are the skills na kailangan be applied by tactical leaders at saka team leaders? Iba naman kasi yung style nung nasa mid operational leader. Okay? So, mag-a-adjust kayo. Magsa-struggle kayo if you don't learn new style of leadership when you go to the upper position. Kasi you cannot apply anymore the same approach that you're doing when you're already, let's say, na-promote ka hanggang nandun ka na sa pinakamataas, the strategic level. Hindi na po pwedeng yung way of thinking mo would still be like that because you will not be able to think about the strategic level wherein thinking about the stakeholders, dapat yun na iniisip mo. Thinking about now the vision and the mission. Those type of mentalities different from those done in the lower level of the organization. Okay? On the lower parts of the organization, you do practical and problem-solving abilities. Okay? Same thing with the upper levels but on a different scale. Okay? I hope I'm making myself clear para masagot yung question. Okay. So, any questions in 2.2 before we go to 2.3?
Klaro po, ma'am.
How about si Miss Arlene?
Doon pa tayo sa number 2. Akala ko doon kami sa number 3. Ay, si Ma'am Len sa number 2. Akala ko doon
Sa
ako sa number
2.2 is identify the leadership need at a certain level. How can be leadership skills be shown?
Yeah.
How are you going to apply these skills to your vision, direction, influence, motivation, etc., etc.? Yes. Tama po ba?
Okay na ba?
Opo.
Basta isipin nyo lang, on 2.2, magkakaiba ng skills na kailangan on different levels. Okay? Magkakaiba ng skills on different levels.
Yes.
Okay? So you should be able to identify that kasi yun yung question. Kaya hindi ko sinasagot ng todo-todo kasi gusto ko kayo mag-discover. Okay? So I'm just giving you ideas on how you will answer the question. Okay? Sometimes I would give a sample answer but I'm not going to give you all the time a sample answer. Kasi you have to think as well. Diba?
Yes po.
So I hope you understood what we're trying to ask in 2.2. So you have to identify the different organizational levels tapos ano yung required skills in a particular task. Okay. Let's move on to 2.3. So 2.3, you're going to evaluate. I think I have to give emphasis on the verb evaluate. Ano ibig sabihin ng evaluate?
Pag-aralan, observe, suriin.
Okay. What are you gonna do then? Kung susuriin mo, anong gagawin mo? Anyari ganun.
Effective ba ito? Ay, iba pala.
Kailangan,
Usefulness, o tama. Evaluate the better.
Okay. So evaluate the usefulness of leadership theories. So you're just going to go back.
principles.
Go back lang kayo dun sa mga leadership theories na na-discuss natin.
Dun po sa 2.1, balik lang doon sa
Yes.
5.
Yes. Okay. Then you're going to evaluate them only. So according to UCOL, translating leadership theories into effective organizational practice requires thoughtful application and integration. So ano kaya yung mga positive aspects? Kasi what we did in 2.1 is we just defined, we explained, right? Wala naman tayong evaluation. We just gave a description, a definition, and explanation of the leadership models. So what you're going to do in 2.3 is you're going to now evaluate those models. You have to choose 2 to 3 leadership theories, and then you discuss the strength or maybe limitations for all or maybe 2 or 3 of this. Okay, so wag nyo na i-include dyan yung 4 and 5 kasi ginamit nyo na yan sa task 1. Okay?
Ayun pala yung 4 and 5.
Ginamit nyo na yung 4 and 5 sa task 1. Now you have more ideas on what types of leadership you could be. Ina-apply nyo ba yung mga concepts under John Adair leadership? Baka pwede nyo palitan yung sagot nyo sa task 1. Pwede rin naman. Or you can always go back to task 2.1 and just do it as it is. Explain and then use discuss what are the strengths and limitations kasi hindi naman yan sila mga perfect model. They're just models, okay? Models lang din naman sila. So, you can choose among the 5 or pwede nyo rin explain lahat if you like. But you're going to give, as I've said, an evaluation. And evaluation means you're going to discuss the limitations, advantages, strengths, weaknesses of these leadership models. Okay?
Yung 5, kailangan evaluate.
Oo.
Sa
Advantages,
task 2.3, ma'am, no?
Yes.
limitation.
Anong limitation?
Sabi ni ma'am, when you evaluate, discuss the advantages, limitation. Ano pa po?
Strength and weaknesses
Weaknesses.
of the leadership models. I advise you not to discuss anymore number 4 and 5 because
So number 1 hanggang 3 lang. Kasi na-discuss na siya ng ano. Naghang na si ma'am.
okay ba?
Yes.
Ako.
Okay. Any questions?
Clear po.
O, edi thank you na lang. Tapos na. Okay, so that ends task 2. If you have any
Task-
questions, let